Hey guys, what's going on? It's Brandon. So let's make a quick video here. So what I think they might end up doing is, instead of having the two Grand Sports, the regular engine Grand Sport and then this twin turbo car, okay, if they were going to keep this motor in the car, which I believe they might, they'd have two different versions of the Grand Sport. Just like in the C6 they had the regular Grand Sport and then the 427, and then the ZR1 is yet another car. Instead of do that now, I think what they might end up doing is they might end up coming out with just, the Grand Sport and call this the ZR1, and then the car that was going to be the ZR1, they end up just calling it the Zora. So instead of the Zora be the all-wheel drive version of the ZR1, the Zora is now the two-wheel drive, naturally aspirated, high revving car, because there's another motor. I'm not going to get into it, but the point is, there's another car, in my opinion. Neither here nor there. Maybe they end up cutting the C8 production run short, because now they're really in a spot where, like, the trustees and different investors in the General Motors company, if they got wind that the engineers were keeping this whole Grand Sport thing secret, and they're like, so wait a second, this Brandon guy's right, and you plan to use that body on the Grand Sport, so now Brandon's right? No, you can't let that guy be right. There's been too many wars online between amazing people with so much class, like Darren Walters and Robert Key, or C, however you say his last name, CEE. With so much class. Clayton Smith, who bans Brandon for a month after Brandon insists that's the body of the Grand Sport that's going to be on the Grand Sport. All these wonderful people who banned me and just attacked and insulted me so much. So, long story short, there could be a change of plans, but either way, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the lower engine Grand Sport, if they do the better body or they don't do the better body. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. They don't even have the gas guzzler tax figured out on the Grand Sport yet, because it hasn't properly passed emissions yet. They're out there setting lap records in the car, but whatever programming's in that car probably won't be the same programming as we have. Oh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. It's just all these little things, but anyway, so I put in the order today. Have till Tuesday to edit it. It's basically going to be so there's a gentleman who I think I've earned his trust, because his Z06 ran lean at VIR, and so he realized that I was right, and his mechanic, Chevy Tech, watches my channel now. They realize that I'm right about a lot of stuff. His car was experiencing all kinds of detonation, everything at VIR. And anyway, VIR is low altitude, cold weather, by the way. So it's easy. He and I have a good relationship. We've gone in halves before on a car a couple times in my life. And with this ZR1, it's like, we can't go wrong financially, because I'm getting it so close to sticker. It's ridiculous. And so it's like, fuck it, we'll split the car. All I want to do is a couple top speed runs. I'll pay for half, he pays for half. And he keeps it, because we don't want to put a bunch of miles on it, because we'll probably end up selling it after, 6 months or a year or whatever. If I really like the car, maybe I'll end up getting another one. I can always buy him out of the other half, but more than likely, I think where I'm going to end up is at the non-Z51s. And the reason why these vans matter is because if I can figure out a clever way to do these vans to where someone else can say, okay, I got a turnkey business where it's going to cost me X amount a month in car payment to get a van like Brandon's, and I set up a franchise. We do the Vette Titans transmission cooling kits for the non-Z51s, and we literally go to people's houses, or if they have a lift, but otherwise you can do it in a driveway with jack stands and stuff. It's not the end of the world. To put these coolers on the and anything else that people want, if they want the exhaust done, whatever they want done, wheels, we have different packages. And you carry the stuff in the van, you bring it to the person's house, you install it, and I would tow my non-Z51 behind the van, and then I'd go out and check out the local roads, and I just make a YouTube series out of that, just upgrading people's cars. And now you got the non-Z51s, which can beat the Z51s around racetracks, And then if we twin turbo the cars, like let's say we call up Doug at ECS, we throw his twin turbos in the car or whoever, that car would be the ring record car, guys. It would break the fucking ring record. And I told Doug Ring this a long time ago. I said, you don't understand. The cars are fast. The problem is the mdiff programs melt the tires. General Motors is going to have to create a different mdiff program for the car if they want to ever set a lap time at the ring. Meanwhile, if we had a non-Z51 car with the mechanical diff, it would absolutely be it would be ridiculously good at the ring. And so it's weird. It's like General Motors, and I'm not saying they stole my idea, you know, it's common sense. You send your car to a bunch of racetracks. But that was the idea, is I was gonna twin turbo a non-Z51 and start taking it around to different racetracks and just start obliterating all the lap records, because I really think we could. I think we can beat the ZR1 lap record, I really do. So, and you just make a new name, like a new Lingenfelter. And it's not something that you just let any rinky-dink, not any shop, just install it right out of the gate. In the beginning, it's very exclusive. We come to the person's house, we do it that way, and we make a series out of it. And then when demand far outweighs our ability to keep up, then and maybe only then do we start letting shops do it. But we get a good track record where, because it's got to be installed perfectly. You're messing with transmissions, you got to teach the owners about it. And so I need to have like a full YouTube series about the do's and don'ts of what we're doing with the system, how it works, because there are valves, there's like on-off switches to things, either thermal switches or manual switches. Long story, I'm not going to get into it all, but it's definitely a patentable device. And there's something to be said about freedom and not being super famous, and not famous for the wrong reasons. See, I've been watching Elon Musk and all these guys for a while now. I know it sounds like bullshit until I show you guys what I got, but I've got this thing that changes all marketplaces. Amazon, eBay, it changes the fucking game. And it's going to be technology that they're all going to have to license from me if they want to stay relevant. And I know it sounds ridiculous, but when you see it, you'll see what I'm saying. And I don't know. It's been weird. I've been enjoying being a nobody, because I grew up around family members who all were just super egotistical people, and I have the money and therefore I can treat you like shit and blah, 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 blah. And I just don't want to be that person. I just don't want to be that person. I'm not saying money's bad. I'm just saying there's definitely negative trade-offs to it. So anyhow, one day you'll see. You'll be like, oh my God, that guy was just suffering on purpose for years instead of releasing his stuff. What the fuck's wrong with that dude? It's a really long story. I got to create a documentary about it all. But in the meantime, I like Corvettes. So, like fast cars, like to make them better. And wish General Motors would fix their problems on their cars instead of have me humiliate them because their cars have issues. Why the fuck is my car at a dealership right now with gasoline in the oil? It's so stupid. It's been a fucking 2-week ordeal, or 2 Saturdays later from when it started, and they haven't even started working on it yet. Not the dealership's fault. It's just the way General Motors operates. It's ridiculous. See ya.